Nigeria has 19 million Facebook users, but less than 100,000 .ng domain names. The reality is that the more domain names a country has on the internet, the better it is for her. In the case of Nigeria, it will help conserve our scarce foreign reserves. Our guest, President of the Nigeria Internet Registration Association, Sunday Fulayo, joins us on the show to discuss the impact of having a .ng domain name.
Tell me, what do you think we can do to get more businesses to use .ng?
Right. .ng can only be driven to higher numbers beyond what we're currently seeing when we enable SMEs. In Nigeria, we are looking at way over 37 million SMEs, micro, small, medium-scale enterprises. This would include the Yamulika, the Baba, Kamoru Eleron, but the ability of this type of businesses to come online is hampered. Hampered first by a couple of factors. Education is very, very key. You know, when people have the right education, they understand exactly how these things will add value to their businesses. Then the attitude and outlook will change. Quite a lot of businesses now have integrated mobile phones into their business profile. Okay, so you see the very small, medium-scale enterprises using mobile phones for their supply chain management. Right. So for us to really move these businesses online, we have to overcome those hurdles like payment assurance, payment confidence, the ability for them to use the devices. Sometimes technology is not absolutely intuitive. There is some learning curve to overcome. And education is very, very key as one of the drivers to bring more people. Of the over 37 million micro and small medium scale enterprises in Nigeria, less than 200,000 are ready to go online now. And that is the catchment from which we can get people who register.
And out of this number, how many of them are using .ng now?
Right now, we have registered over 80,000 .ng domains. The .ng registry is the second largest registry in Africa right now, only behind South Africa.
For the small businesses watching this show at this point in time, and they're thinking, should they use a .com or should they use a .ng? Would you tell them the advantage of a .ng over a .com?
The first advantage is in business, you don't want to wink in the dark. You have to just wink where you can see. The illumination that .ng brings to small and medium scale businesses is huge. If you go online, you're trying to search for a business. A business, Nigerian business that is registered with .ng would be found faster than a Nigerian business that registers at .com. When a business grows bigger, it acquires more domain name assets. For example, as a business is growing bigger, it wants to open an office in Ghana, it can register a .com.gh domain. It wants to open a business in Sierra Leone, it registers a .sl domain. I mean, I always tell who cares to listen that Google is not stupid by having google.com.ng apart from google.com. That automatically should tell anybody that geolocating is very, very key to a business being found. So if the big businesses are doing it, they are even known worldwide. Google is a global brand, it's known, so it can as well even use .google. Google has enough name to register .google. But why would they want to go as, you know, discrete as having google.com.ng or google.ng? That's to show that tying the business to the locality helps to assure more penetration. So for small businesses, for medium-scale enterprises, it is very, very important that they register a .ng domain name.
.co.za, is it a matter of policy for businesses being registered in South Africa?
Absolutely no. It's a matter of pride. just like .de. If you go to Germany, practically all businesses are .de. And you would find out that in Germany, they've even crossed the 5 million mark. It's not that the population of Germans proportionately is that high, but again, citizens, when they realize the importance of these things, when they understand how vital it is to be nationalistic in thinking, would identify with that brand.
So nobody's coercing anybody?
Absolutely no. And that's why Naira is also not coercing.
You know, I've heard a number of startups say to me that that .ng is expensive. Do you think it is appropriately priced?
That's the word. It is appropriately priced. The pricing of .ng right now is to assure that the registry can run. You see, we're a nation that only thinks backward after the damage is done than forward to say there should be no damage. CFA, you go on Nigerian roads today, most roads are in bad shape. Eastern parts, central part, northern parts of Nigeria. But we pulled down toll gates because toll gates are expensive. People are paying. But today, the same people are crying that if only the roads are maintained. But if we are going to, what we pay to fix our cars that are damaged, if we had paid 20% of them as toll gates, we can in perpetuity maintain our roads. So a lot of people are looking back now and saying, wow, why did we pull down the toll gates? In the same vein, the Naira board has looked at the long-term sustainability of the organization and believes that appropriately pricing it so that we can assure the continuity of the service is very important. People shouldn't build mega businesses around domain names and find out that their domain name is not working because they couldn't afford 20,000 Naira.
You mentioned the challenge of education. How is your association trying to solve that challenge?
We have established what we call the Naira Academy, which is a DNS center of excellence in Nigeria that train the needed manpower in all spheres related to the business and sphere that Naira operates. We're looking at the engineers, the technicians. We're looking at entrepreneurs, training entrepreneurs. We're looking at training the people who do the policy, internet governance. We're looking at things like law enforcement and so on. So all aspects of the business of securing the internet and making it usable is covered. Can
you give me an estimate of how many jobs we would have created by the time we get to 1 million domain names?
On an average, if everything is okay, one person, one organization should be able to register between 3 and 5 domain names. So by the time we get to 1 million, it means that we're looking at between 200,000 to 400,000 individuals and organizations registering domain names.
And are you creating any excitement to make that happen?
Absolutely, CFA. The Naira.ng Awards is now the flagship for businesses, entrepreneurs, and startups to showcase what they're doing in the domain name industry.
So before I let you go, do we expect any price reduction again?
Of course. We have determined what is called a price charter between the registry and the registrars. And for the next up to 5 million domains, the price of .ng domains have been locked between the registry and registrars. As we hit the next mark, the price kicks in. As we hit the next mark, the price kicks in.
Thank you for being on TechTrends today.
Thank you very much, CF. It's a pleasure being with you.
That's it for our show today. Please follow us on social media. This edition, as well as the previous ones, can be seen on the channel's TV YouTube account or via my blog, cfatech.ng. For Tech Trends, I am Chukwemeka Agbata.